All right, so Discord is not working on my computer. I think it's some sort of connectivity issue because it's got a message and everything. Um, hmm. Okay, well, guess we'll just roll with it. All right, what do we got here? Nordics moved off of their tundra and onto their mountain. Guy was moving early. Me let in with a single produce. Melania looks like they're going with the mine open, producing and trading, trying to get that speed mech out. They can combine it with an early mine and get out into the middle of the board that way. Well, I bet that'll help. Just realized I was streaming both my both the side game and the monitor. The side game was on simultaneously on top of each other. So maybe I can get back into Discord now. I'm gonna go in for that quick mech. Alright guys, I'm trying to get Rail back in here. Guess I'll just give up at some point. But so we've got Crimea doing their second produce. It looks like they're gonna go for 3 workers, probably trade for 2 more metal in a minute here and place their speed mech. Melania has got their 3 food now. They've produced so they can put their speed mech down. We're gonna see a move to the village next turn and probably place a mine on that village spot. Give their character a way to get out. So you'd think we're gonna see a move action out of Nordic here in a deploy. They may just gain a coin. Be interesting to see how they handle this first move. And they're not going to, not yet. They're gonna reduce to 5 workers first. I think at this point, what are we gonna get out of Tagawa? They're gonna move. I like this start with Tagawa. Tagawa has the innovative mat. For me, has got the engineering mat. Polania has the industrial mat, and Nordic has the militant mat. So this is a good encounter for Tagawa, and if I was in his situation right now, I'd probably go number 2 and take food. But he's going to go with the pop and see if he can work towards that second tier popularity. All right. This is the move action we're expecting out of Polania in all likelihood. See if he brings all the workers to the village or if he leaves something on food or one of them on wood. That 4 metal right there. It's a dream come true right now. He wants to spend the popularity. He could use the encounter to build a mine and maybe put a mill up here on this wood spot. Give him a legitimate chance to go for the build star. Lead Milo, the build bonus in this game is adjacent to encounters. So this one doesn't do him much good, but this one would put 2 on the board for him. Hey guys, is Discord working for you on No, you do what you're doing. I can't get it to work on my computer. It's just working on my phone. I'll keep trying. So I can connect to the Discord via my phone, just not oh, Discord seems down on PC. Yeah. So it's not just me. Okay. All right, so Nordic's going to take advantage of this first move action. Thanks for the follow, man, by the way. Nordic's going to take advantage of this first move action by starting to get some of his workers over on food. Doesn't seem like a bad play at all. He's going to... 2 food gives him enough because he has that militant board, and trade is over enlist. Turn around and get 2 different enlists. Team Slack, thanks for the follow. So we're probably going to see a produce deploy out of Tagawa right here. Really unfortunate that Discord went down on PC right when we started here. So here's our third produce out of Crimea. Probably going to see them distribute their workers next turn. Polania's got some options right now. He can't move, but he can go ahead and produce and get out another mech. Probably. Or he can trade for 2 food and enlist. Looks like he's going to go for, lead Milo, looks like he's going to go for this village encounter down here if I had to guess. He can go for the one up on the tundra, but of course going for the one on the village gives him quicker and easier access to the factory. Nordic's got his mech now. Produce action doesn't give him enough to get the next mech. So we're going to see a trade action out of him. Here's the part where Tagawa has an opportunity to trade for some oil here if they want to upgrade. Ops are enlist, and 2+ power, concerned about his later fights. Yeah, the militant board has bolster over upgrade. You don't want to upgrade a whole lot with the militant board. You get no coins for it. So it can be challenging with the militant board to get power and to get fights. Oh, Polania. Okay. Yeah, he got that enlist, as Rail points out. He's sitting on 4 power now. Polania has 0 popularity, which even if he's going for tier 1, is the downside of that is that he doesn't have that currency to spend on those encounters. For me, it goes for the quick $2 and 1 popularity. What did Tagawa upgrade? Tagawa upgraded their enlist. Makes sense. Back up to Polania. Yeah, 0 hesitation by Crimea. Here's the second mech. So Polani electing not to move to the Crimea village encounter that turn, and instead is going to get their second mech out. Yeah, Crimea had an opportunity to get power and popularity, as Rail's pointing out. But he passed on it. Maybe he's not interested in getting tier 2. Nordic moving. $2 for a popularity, $3 to enlist a recruit. The downside of paying that $3 to enlist is that you get a good amount of coin for enlisting with the militant board. But he's going to go for it. It is going to speed up his game somewhat. I'm going to try going with the slower animations, guys, and see how that works out. It may give us a chance to actually see the objectives and the other things that come across the screen really fast. We got the seaworthy mech out of Nordic. Check in on the score real quick. Gawa sitting on 10 coins, out to an early lead, but it's close, not really a meaningful difference there. Got another reduce deploy out of Tagawa. Yeah, I can't stand the slow animations, guys. So Crimea has 6 workers on food and 2 on metal. What that tells me is Crimea may just be making 1 more mech, because they've just produced enough food to get their last 3 enlists. So does Polania go for the Crimea encounter, village encounter, or do they go straight to the factory? That's what I think we're about to find out. And they're going to go for the factory. In a way, it's kind of unfortunate for Polania, because they put a lot of effort into setting up this mine opening, and now they're not really even benefiting from it. I mean, it's always a chance, it's always risky, but in hindsight, they would have been better off just rushing the encounter, trading for some metal, getting 2 mechs out, and getting on the factory. They could have been there, one would think, at least 1 or 2 turns sooner. The mine will be useful, though, as the game goes on, once they get to 8 workers here and they get in position to spread those workers out. It gives them some flexibility where they can move to. Yeah, I guess they didn't have to make the building with the encounter. Good point. So we're seeing the first trap from Tagawa. And are we going to see this worker move down to the food? Question I have. They're going to wait for 1 more upgrade before they do that. Ghost Wheel surprised to see Tagawa take Shinobi over Toka. He's obviously not interested in invading Crimea's base, which is the main thing that he'd be interested in with Toka, I think. Probably also means he's not interested in Rusviet's encounter. He's more interested in rushing the factory, getting that factory card, the double move. Okay, so Alani's got an upgrade factory card and just upgraded their build. So now when they do a regular move, the 2 wood they have on this wood space they create each time they produce is going to be enough to build a building. So Polania definitely looking like they can pretty easily get the build star in this game. Wait, Discord may be back up for me, guys. They're going to go with the 2 food and 1 popularity. And are they going to rush another mech out? It's expensive. They are. It's going to cost all of their coin, but they're going to do it. Right? Like a trade out of Nordic? Yes. It's a metal on the board. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Great. Looks like Discord went down on PC for a few minutes. All right, Rail. I think we got this going again.
So, yeah, that was a very expensive mech to take.
Yeah, I mean, he wiped out his coin total just completely. I mean, I guess he's figuring probably that he's going to do a regular move action next turn.
Use his event.
You're breaking up a bit. What'd you say?
Oh, it's starting to lose you again.
It's a Gawa just went to 5 workers. Remy is sitting on two mechs now. Seems like this would be the point where we'd see some sort of move out of Crimea, move to enlist. What's their combat card situation? They're sitting on 2 combat cards, which is not a lot. No, neither one of their neighbors seem particularly interested in enlisting right now.
As for how fast Polania can end the game, they can produce to get enough wood for a move build next round. They just need 1 more mech and 1 more building, but they don't have the
They don't have what?
they don't have enough wood and metal. Hopefully I can.
Are you able to hear me, Rail?
Not on Discord, but I'm listening to you on the stream.
Okay. Maybe you can hear me on Discord now. All right, we're back to Polania. Sure enough, they're doing a regular move action. going down to this village. Probably going to build there. Crimea is going for a little bit of a longer game. They've moved to this this wood spot. Their food here is noticeably precariously placed. Crimea next turn can hit it with their factory card if they so choose. Polania is gonna initiate a combat right here.
He has camaraderie, so this is not going to hurt his popularity.
The Polania is sitting on 5 power to Crimea's 5. You have to think that they're not going to wipe out all 5 of their power here with their still needing a few productions. At least one more production to get them to that build star. You're going to need at least 1 power to get to that worker star.
Let's fight.
All right. Melania sends Crimea home.
I like it.
It's a big setback for Crimea. You're coming through on the Discord now, Rail. Can you hear me on the Discord? Yeah, at least Crimea gets a card back, but he's at precariously low power right now. I can hear your keyboard, Rail. This is maybe not what he wanted to see. He can't get the, it doesn't look like, no, he can get the third option because he just got that popularity out of the first option on the encounter. So he is going to go with it and he is going to upgrade it. Lonnie not prioritizing the build bonus here. Check in with the score. Melania with the most spread here, one of the lower bids, pretty clearly dominating to this point. We're around 10. Nordic's making a move for the factory. Can you hear me, Rayo?
Okay, well, I hear you in bursts. So I'm pretty sure Polania wasn't so happy with that encounter. He's really looking for. So he may have to pivot and start moving around with that main character to grab a few more encounters. Otherwise, his workers need to be positioned where they can produce uh, a bit more metal. I think the wood will sort itself out when he produces twice.
Yeah. So what's Nordic looking in a factory card here, do you think? Sitting on 3 popularity. A couple popularity factory card uses could get him to 7 pretty quickly. Just has the 5 workers.
He's got halfway for his deploys, halfway for his lists.
Why the mech on the mountain spot? Is he just trying to slow down Tagawa? So he takes a combat card for 3 coin, which is not going to speed his game up any.
Opting for country choices are just not that good.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. We saw an upgrade card out of Crimea, which is usually not the best kind of card. We saw, or rather out of Polania, and now we're seeing a coin card out of Nordic. I think Rail's right. I think what's in the factory just may not be that good. What does Crimea do here?
Build afterwards to
They moved last turn and they enlisted.
win that fight to try and hold.
Okay, they're going to trade for some oil here.
Winning this turn. He used a lot of resources.
This is Polania's opportunity to take this food if they want to. If they're concerned about Crimea as their #1 opponent in this game, they've got a shot here to deal Crimea a significant blow. Of course, if Crimea comes back in a combat and wins that food, they can spend it immediately because their move is over the enlist.
Polania. Second.
Knighted Damien, factory card 3 move, take the food and hop back into the lake. Well, you can't do that because the worker stops your movement. Yeah. What's Tagawa thinking about right here? Tagawa has a few more mechs to make. They're sitting at 0 power, so they can't produce. This is an unfortunate place to be in. They could get some power out of an enlistment, but they can't get the food for the enlistment without the produce. I mean, they could trade or they could bolster, but the color map is hard to see the yellow worker. Just looks so washed out. Okay, so I think we get a produce out of Crimea here. I think that's why they traded the oil. We're going to see them drop some wood on that spot. Hope everybody leaves it alone. Get an upgrade here. They're going to make their buildings cheaper. Thanks for the subscribe, man. Appreciate it. Polania just got their mech star. They're sitting on, and they have enough wood now to finish the build star. They're 1 produce away from the worker star. So Polania getting close to looking like they can end this. One building. Combat worker objective. And that would do it. They don't need the rest of their enlists. They have 5 power, which in this game is going to be plenty to get a combat. They have several cards. Just checking on the score. Nordic has actually made a play for first here. This is an extremely low scoring game. Polania is the closest to being able to end it. But they have to end it with the most points, obviously. But with that 1 coin bid over Nordic, a move that knocks Nordic off the factory and ends the game with another combat down a few turns here would be extremely doable. So everyone left Crimea's wood alone there. No one tried to attack and take it. Yeah, I agree, Rail. The Nordic's ability to hold the factory here is anything but given. Sitting on the 4 power, 1 unit. In fact, Polania is going to see if they can do something about that right now. I'll be right back, guys. Okay. Lonnie moving into the lake next to the factory. I don't suppose Rail can hear me, can he? So Polani is going to see if they can guarantee some victory here with 2 units. Get their 4th building. Put it on this tundra right here. Okay, you can hear me through the stream. Fortunately, Discord's not cooperating. Nordic uses artillery. They're both sitting on 3 power. Polania with 8 combat cards, Nordic with 6. Polania able to just throw cards and secure the victory here. It's possible that this Rail says Nordic and Tagawa need to get in tier 2 quick. Crimea and Polania helping with these builds, but no enlist in time. Yeah, Tagawa would get about 7 coins off moving into tier 2 popularity, and Nordic would get about 8. And in his lowest scoring game as this is, that would be pretty dramatic. Crimea pulling up the rear here with that 16 coin bid looks kind of intimidating right now. They're also boxed in pretty effectively, so they don't have really any opportunity to spread out. You'd think when Crimea gets a chance to build next, maybe they drop a mine on this forest right here to give them a way out. Let's see, it's Nordic's turn right now. See how they respond. Polania only needing one more produce for the worker star. And then in the objective, whatever it is. If Polania has Foundations of the Empire, this game's over next turn. Nordic moving their workers up there to the village. Looking like they have the village star in mind. They're going to artillery Polania here. See if they can get a combat star out of this and pick up some territory. Nordic without the upgraded move action. And only bring one unit. They wanted to put their workers up here on this village. Nordic, of course, used artillery. And they bluff hard. And it hurts. Oh, it hurts. See where they comes in. Clutch, though. They don't lose any territory in that gambit. Just a card and a power further reduces Polania's ability to fight, but Polania doesn't need to fight anymore. They've got their combats. They're sitting on cards. No one's in a position to really take the factory from them. Yeah, it's true. I mean, reducing Polania's power certainly helps everybody else, but is there really enough time to take enough territory to shift shift this game? Polania has jumped out to a 16-point lead right now. They can afford to lose the factory and still be in first place. So you almost wonder if Crimea here, well, Crimea can't reach the village and bump Polania's workers. So with Polania getting the worker star, presumably, this next turn, the only question that still remains is their objective doable? Yeah, Tagawa could dive Polania right now in that tundra. Polania is not going to spend their last power. Tagawa could just throw 5 and almost be assured of victory. Yeah, it is going to be hard to spread the workers with no mech on the village, but Polania doesn't have to. And if they don't need to spread workers for their objective, this game's going to be over really soon. About to be turn 14 for Polania, and with that worker star on the board, this could be over at any point. Tagawa's going to grab some more territory, lock down this mountain tunnel. Don't know if Rail has any thoughts on why Tagawa would do that other than just to grab some extra territory. They move some more workers to the farm, but it feels late in the game to be enlisting. Yeah, Tagawa declining the easy combat against Polania. So maybe we see a mine this turn out of Crimea. No, we're going to see a move enlist. He's probably... It's Polania on the tunnel. Crimea's got to get some coins, some points, and fast. That bid is looking almost impossible right now. Polania disrupted Crimea early and it's paying off. So is this the produce from Polania right here? Nordic now at 6th popularity. Is it Foundations of the Empire? It is not. It's Nordic's turn. Yeah, I really don't know what Polania's objective could be here. Nordic's one enlist away from a star, a produce away from a star. That's 2 turns right there. Two combats and an objective, so that's a minimum 3 turns that Nordic would need to close out this game. He's thinking about something though, whatever it is. See what he can do this turn. He can't move. So he's going to go for his last enlist here. Pick up an oil while he's at it. He closed the gap there at all. Somewhat. And Tagawa just jumped into tier 2. I missed that. This difference between these, the score difference between the factions is starting to narrow. Do we see another build out of Crimea now? Yeah, there's the bolster, there's the card. And I'd be surprised if there isn't going to be a mine right there. They're just so boxed in. There it is. Gawa and Polania both out of power. Crimea now sitting on a lot of power. Can pick any fight they want. Polania can move this turn. They have a territory-based objective. This might be over. Is it 3 tundras? I think it's 3 tundras, guys. This looks like the final turn spread. And that's all she wrote. And we have our first winner from the first round, winning in the second round. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, Nordic comes in second off the 5-coin bid by Tagawa. And Crimea brings up the rear. All right, guys, we're going to have another game up in 2 hours.